You know, a lot of people have this opinion that snowboard instructors have one of the easiest lives ever. They don't have to work that much. They get to be outside on the ski hill all day long, doing what they love. And this is all very true. Shockingly. How dare we have this amazing life? How dare you work only 25 hours per week? How dare you get paid 35 euros an hour to slide on a piece of wood down the hill? A couple of weeks ago, I got contacted via Messenger. Hi Josephine, I saw a post on the Snowboard Instructor group about how you had taught in Switzerland, Japan, South Korea, Belgium and New Zealand. Can I get your salary in those countries for comparison? I am trying to work out which country I should start with. Insanely interesting question. And the answer is 31,000 euros. And that's the end of the video. Just kidding. So what I did was go through all my paychecks, my old paychecks from when I worked in all different resorts since 2016, and I spent 2 hours making a spreadsheet, converting everything to euros just to make it easier for you. So you heard that? I spent 2 hours making a spreadsheet. You're welcome. Please support this channel by subscribing. My first ever job I got as an instructor was in 2016. This was in New Zealand. At this moment I had come back home from Japan, where I got my level 1 snowboard instructor New Zealand qualification, and I think a couple of weeks before I got this job I got my New Zealand level 1 ski instructor certificate. I got the ski certificate, and I think a couple of days after I got it, I applied for this job, and then a week later or so, they told me I could start working. And that launched my snowboard instructor career, which I am until this day super grateful for. I worked in Ohau from the 1st of July until the end of September, so about 3 months. In July I made 1,277 euros. In August I made 1,272 euros. And in September I made 820 euros. That is a total of 3,369 euros for 3 months. I did have to pay rent at this time, so that was about 240 euros per month. Now I included the rent because that's a cost that you need to keep in mind when you are an instructor, because different resorts around the world might include the rent or they might not include the rent. They might provide you accommodation for free. It depends on where you go. So my wage was hourly, and I was paid 9.5 euros per hour, which is almost, which was at that time the minimum wage in New Zealand. The reason for that was that they paid us minimum wage because we would have other tasks besides instructing. We would also help in the rental shop. We would set up skis, for example, and this is because it was a very, very small ski resort, and they wanted to provide us with enough hours, so that's why we got paid minimum wage. But then we also, besides instructing, were keeping the rental shop open and helping out wherever we could. What's important to know about Phoenix Park, South Korea is that they work with a salary, and they provide you with free accommodation, which is like hostel style, so that means you are sharing a room with up to 4 people, but you don't pay anything for your accommodation. On top of that, you also get free meals in the staff cafeteria 3 times a day. Both winters I worked from the beginning of December up until the end of February, and unfortunately I lost my pay slips from when I worked in 2016-2017. But for December 2017 I made 1,940 euros. For January 2018 I made 1,950 euros. February was a little bit different because our snow sports school ended up working directly for the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, and we did get a lower salary, but it was such an amazing experience and so much fun to work for the Olympics, and that really compensated for the lower salary. I was paid 1,395 euros in February. If you want to check out a video I made, it was one of the very first vlogs I made for this channel, then click the link up here. It's actually on the other side, so up here. So that makes it a total of 5,275 euros in 3 months' time. Like I said before, rent was 0 euros, it was included, and the salary was based at 1,800 euros per month. Moving on to Switzerland, which is the country where I'm in at the moment. Because I am in this country, I wanted to share with you a couple of things that are very typical to see here in Switzerland.
Rocks. Water.
Amazing.
Trees. Trees that have been cut down.
I knew it.
Small garbage cans. Big garbage cans.
Why do they need so many garbage cans?
A Kiwi returning home.
Incredible.
Smooth walls. Not so smooth walls.
Goodness. Hey, did you know they have walls in Switzerland?
And a woman sipping a Hugo in a bathtub.
If you want to know why I'm drinking a Hugo, just keep on watching till the end of this video to find out. I've got some news. So Switzerland, the winter of 2018-2019. At this point I was already a level 2 in New Zealand snowboard instructor, and still a level 1 ski. And I started working there from the 15th of December and worked until the 7th of April. In December I only worked 2 weeks and made 364 euros. In January I made 1,420 euros. February was a little bit better, it was 2,868 euros, and March it was 1,036 euros. For a total of 3.5 months I made 5,689 euros. Rent was 323 euros per month, and that season I chose to share my room with 2 other people, so I didn't get that much privacy at all that season. After Obersaxen I went straight to Belgium to teach at an indoor slope for 2 weeks called Snowvalley. I was paid 700 euros for 2 weeks of teaching, and I paid 0 rent because I stayed over with a friend for 2 weeks. So in June that same year I ended up flying back to New Zealand. I worked from June the 10th until October the 11th. June I made 343 euros, July 1069 euros, August 1199 euros, September 1174 euros, and October 1908 euros. And I made a total of 5,694 euros in 4 months' time. Rent was 441 euros per month. I was paid 13 euros per hour. Then December that same year I flew back to Switzerland to start my winter season in Lax, and I worked there from December the 6th until March 13, when the lockdown happened in 2020. December I was paid 860 euros, January 2,747 euros, February I was paid 3,333 euros, and March I ended with 1,200 euros. That's a total of 8,139 euros in about 3 months' time. I paid 540 euros rent per month. My salary was 33 euros per hour. The winter of 2020-2021 I worked again in Lax in Switzerland, but after about 2 weeks of work I got injured. I dislocated my shoulder and I had to get surgery. I was out for the entire season, so this answers a very useful question, which is how much do we get paid when we get injured and are out for the entire season. In December before my injury I was paid 565 euros, and then January I was paid 1,282 euros, and February I was paid 1,153 euros. So those 2 months were after my injury when I had my surgery. March I was still on sick leave or on injury leave, and I was paid 1,224 euros. And April I got paid 1,420 euros, and I was still unable to work at that time. This makes a total of 5,644 euros in 4.5 months. My rent was 540 euros per month, and my day allowance, which is the allowance you get after I had my injury, was about 64 euros. And that's it. So which one would I recommend? Would I recommend Switzerland, South Korea, Belgium? Well, that depends. I mean, financially you would think Switzerland is the best one, because I made 8,000 euros in 3 months' time. That was in 2019-2020, before the pandemic hit. But if you want to work as an instructor in Switzerland or in Lax, then you really need to speak German. You also have to understand is that the cost of living is quite high in Switzerland, and I made a video about that. You can go and check it out up here. I personally found South Korea to be the easiest to get started as a ski or snowboard instructor, because you get a salary, so you don't have to worry about getting enough classes. You have accommodation included, you have food included, so it is the least worries possible. I also really love New Zealand. If you want to do a Southern Hemisphere winters, the wages are lower than in Europe or in South Korea, but that also means the certifications and the trainings are at a lower price. And I have a couple of friends who did adaptive training there, because the price of the training was a lot lower than in Switzerland. And come on, New Zealand. Right, so I think I still owe you a bathtub story.
So what is this bathtub milestone story?
In less than a month, I will be leaving Switzerland.
You'll find out soon enough if you subscribe and hit the notification bell. So cheers to the starts of an amazing adventure, wherever that is going to take me.
And that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions, just write me a comment down below and I will be very happy to help you out. I hope that you are having a wonderful day and I will see you in my next video. Bye my loves. Mwah.